Hi there YouTube, it's Lola here. I just thought I would do a response video to Gabby Health's video about growth aids. Do they work or not? So personally, I would say they can work. It depends on the individual and depends on how it's working for them. So growth aids are meant to increase the rate of growth of your hair. They are not meant to do miraculous increases in your hair growth rate. So you're not meant to fall asleep with shoulder length hair, having put in a growth aid that night and wake up the next morning with waist length hair. That's a fairy tale. That will never happen. Sorry, it won't. But growth aids can increase your hair, let's say, the rate of growth. So for instance, if you're getting 1/4 of an inch a month, you may find that by using a certain growth aid, you suddenly are getting 1/2 an inch a month or getting 3/4 of an inch a month. Now, the thing to check is why that growth aid is working, and to do your research before you jump into any growth aid bandwagoning, because you could end up spending a lot of money on another protein treatment. So about growth aids is that they only work, even if you were getting more growth or faster growth at the scalp, they only are useful if you are retaining that length, the growth in the length. You're keeping your ends, which are the oldest parts, and they're showing it in the growth you're getting from your scalp. Now, the important things to start with is that no matter what growth aid you've read about or how it's meant to work, you need to know that first off, hair care is about actually doing it's about doing the most you can for your hair. So that may be, and by most, I'm not saying you have to style your hair every day. I'm talking about low manipulation, protective styling, as well as moisturizing regularly, as well as conditioning your hair regularly, as well as adding protein to your hair as needed, as well as trimming to get rid of any damaged ends here and there, dusting if you need to make sure that your ends are well preserved, they are not dry, they are not breaking off, and therefore you will realize any growth you get at your scalp in the length you get to the ends. Okay, so first you need to make sure that you have a good hair care regimen, and secondly you need to make sure that you have a good balanced diet and you're healthy, you're exercising well as well, because these are the things that matter to hair growth and nail growth. When you are getting all your multivitamins and minerals, as well as all your essential fatty acids and proteins and carbohydrates, your hair will feel it. Your hair and nails are the last things to get any of the nutrients in your body, because they are highly keratinized and they are dead the minute they grow past, there, and the minute they leave your scalp, your hair is dead. Any extra nutrients and stuff you could give it beforehand should have gone in before it was pushed out of the scalp. The only other things you can do to it once it is grown out of your scalp is add moisture to it, because it is a huge percentage of it is water, and the other is protein, because it is also keratin and protein. So yeah, good hair care regimen that will help retain length, and not disturbing your growth too much, and a good balanced diet with all your multivitamins and minerals. People may be low in other minerals, so when they find they're trying things like spirulina, chlorella, MSM, for other minerals that are in there, it may actually be that your body was deficient in them. So you need to make sure you have a balanced diet, or that you have a multivitamin and mineral, because your hair will grow at its genetically predefined maximum growth rate. So you may be growing at 1/2 an inch now, but actually your maximum growth rate, when everything is perfect, from the inside, everything you're eating is just right to get to your hair and your nails, maybe 1 inch a month, or maybe 3/4 of an inch a month, but you'll never see this until you address those issues. Now, people who say, I've tried this growth aid and suddenly it makes my hair grow at 1 inch a month, it may be that the growth aid is giving them what they were deficient in already. So for instance, sulfur growth aids and stuff. Sulfur is very important in the hair, and there's a video that I'm going to upload. It shows how important it is. People using garlic and saying, oh, it reduces my shedding. It's also a source of sulfur, and you'll see why that does so. But yeah, it may be that the growth aid, what they're seeing in the results, may actually be what their hair's potential was, but the fact that they were being held back by its deficiency. So growth aids would have worked for that person. They are working for that person. They're getting an inch instead of half an inch now. They're getting 3/4 of an inch a month instead of half an inch a month. So it's made my hair grow faster. But actually, if somebody else who has all their minerals and vitamins already at tip-top shape takes it, may do absolutely nothing for them. So growth aids can work. I don't say that they don't work. They can work, but it depends on the individual. It depends on where they're starting at. Are they starting at a deficient side of the spectrum? Are they starting at, oh, they're not washing their hair that often, and by using this growth aid topically 3 times a week, they're actually having to wash their hair every morning afterwards? Or they're not just washing their hair, they're co-washing their hair, so they're moisturizing their hair as well 3 times a week. The hair that used to be dry is now nice and soft. The new growth that used to be hard and breaking from where it reached the demarcation line is now soft and, you know, pliable, so suddenly they're able to manage it without causing too much breakage, and they're seeing their growth. It's not that it's not, it won't be that it's working newly and there's other confounding factors there. It's the fact that they're washing more often. It's the fact that they're conditioning more often, that kind of thing. But growth aids can work, I'm sorry, but they can. Because people who put sulfur on their hair, and in a year where the year before they only managed their, let's say, they managed to grow their 6 inches the year before, and suddenly the next year before, let's say 3/4 of the year has gone by, say, they already have 8 inches of growth, or they're now 2 months from the end of the year or something, and they have 8 inches of growth. There's a lady who has this effect from sulfur. They have 8 inches of growth, and it's not even the end of the year yet. Obviously that growth aid has helped. I mean, they're not doing anything else differently. As long as they're not doing anything else differently from the year before, that growth aid, for all intents and purposes, has helped. So for them, it worked. But you may try it out, I may try it out, and nothing happens. That's just the way it is. But they can work. Don't discount it. But always do your research first. Find out how the growth aid is meant to work. Find out what the side effects are, because they have side effects. Most of the time, they're being used out of their licensed use. So meconiazole nitrate is used for jock itch and ringworm and athlete's foot, and instead people are putting it on their scalps. It increases blood flow to the areas of your scalp, therefore you get more hair growth and stuff. But hey, you also get more headaches and scalp tingling and burning. Be careful, okay, people? Growth aids can work, but you need to be smart about it. You have to make sure that you have optimized your hair care regimen and your diet and exercise before you even think about a growth aid. So yeah, that's my answer. It's non-committal. They can work. They can work, but do your research. Alright, thanks for watching.